Should we go racing? I think we should go racing, don't you? It has been a while since we have done so. The last F1 upload on the second channel was 2 weeks ago, so it's been a pretty chaotic 2 weeks since. There's a reason why there's not been any F1 for the last couple of weeks on the second channel, but certainly we would like to get back to uploading F1 on the second channel. So that is the plan, to record some today and then obviously have it uploaded on the second channel ASAP Rocky once we've sent it to editor Chris. Appreciate your patience in waiting for Formula 1 content to come back. Sam, thank you very much for the 26th month subbed and in a row as well. Top level support that. Thank you, mate.
Genuinely, might need help getting out here. I'm shattered.
Oh, he's a bit tired, him. So we're at Belgium this time around. We were narrowly still in the lead of the Drivers' Championship after the last round. Lando is on a hot streak, to say the least. Morning, Ryan. Happy Friday to you too, my dude. Mixed conditions for the race. Oh. Oh. Yikes. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty mixed. Uh-oh. Wonder if I reload the game whether we can get better weather. Ah, shit. How are we, Brad? Well, I hope, mate. Good to see you, pal.
EA Sports.
Just in the game. In the game. And then McLaren at the end of the pit now. I've got F1 testing on above me. Only about 40 minutes or so left of this first session today. And obviously, there'll be some more moving forward this afternoon. About 12 o'clock till 4 o'clock. Our time. Davidenki, thank you for the 30th month, mate. Chop support, muchas gracias, amigo mio. Yeah, good, thank you, Brad. Morning, Chris. Who Plymouth got tomorrow, Ryan? He's still in the relegation zone, you are, aren't you? I think. It says red flag. But there are two cars on track. Kimi Antonelli and Fernando Alonso are on track, despite the red flag. Hello, Mike. Slightly better time for you today. I guess maybe they're allowing them to go and run round, but they come straight back into the pits. This red flag's been out for a while. I don't know why they'd still be... They wouldn't still have been on track from when the red flag came out. Surely. But it's going to be the same weather, isn't it? There's one of the windows on the start-finish, the box where they do the checkered flag from. And the start-finish routine, one of the windows of that fell out onto the track and has smashed all over the start-finish straight. Because apparently the Bahraini circuit is very well looked after. Windows falling out, power cuts to the entire circuit yesterday. Bit of a joke, really. Green flag. A green flag. No such luck with the weather. Sag. So George needs to put some bits on the car, basically. because I cannot do it anymore. Oh, you got Man City in the FA Cup. I didn't realise it was FA Cup weekend. Yeah, how good is this? Oh. Oh, nice. We got a victory tonight. Auckland's still leading the league, are they? Music playing on the record player, testing on New Save on FM in the 15th tier of English football, and now you're live. Connor is having a very good Friday. 15th tier? I didn't even know there were 15 tiers. You're playing on in someone's back garden. What music did we go for as well? Definitely going to judge your music taste. Hello, Liam Lawson. Everybody just overtook Jack Doohan, basically. Nobody's got an issue. Auckland has 7 points in front in their first year of existence. That's ridiculous. I call hacks. Yeah, 15th tier does sound like Sunday League, to be honest. Only 10 drivers are set a time in this session. Been a full... I presume it's been like a full 4-hour session. How come only half the drivers have gone out? Alright, let's start recording, shall we? Welcome back to the F124 driver career. Thank you for your patience in waiting for this next instalment of the save. We hope to have it to you a bit more regularly than once every 2 weeks moving forward for the rest of this season, because we are embroiled in a massive title fight. Our form has been okay. Someone else's form has been red hot of late. Lando Norris has 4 straight wins to match my streak and beat Charles Leclerc's streak from earlier in the season. Charles won 3 of the first 4. I won the next 4. Lando's won the next 4. And there are 3 points between myself and the other British driver in the top 2. Lewis is only 39 points behind myself. Charles is only 20 points behind myself. So there are 3 British drivers in the top 4 positions. My teammate George is a little ways off the pace, but a couple of DNFs for him have certainly hampered his progress. With regards to the constructors, we're only 14 points behind Ferrari. So proper challenge in both title races this season, which is actually really refreshing. It's nice to have that. So fingers crossed we can do something here in Belgium. It's going to be difficult though. You'll notice the weather. And then for the race, ooh, tough one. Starting dry, then very quickly getting wet, and then at the end, dry again. So it's going to be a really intriguing race here in Belgium. Certainly going to be cat amongst pigeons, and weather is going to be practically impossible to try and predict. So we'll do what we can in practice. We'll get running in dry conditions and wet conditions in practice. I'll make sure I do some of P1 and some of P2 so I get an idea of how the car feels in both sets of conditions. And then hopefully we can have a better qualifying than we've been having of late. And then fingers crossed actually perform well. We've got P8 in Hungary. It didn't go well for us there. Prior to that though, we were on a streak of 7 straight podium finishes at least. I would like to at least be back on the podium, if not top step of it here. Lando is... looking very tasty right now. He's probably, at this stage, the favourite for the championship, although myself and Charles Leclerc certainly are at good odds as well. Do drop the video a like to ensure the content is pushed to new people. I'd appreciate it very much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of this save. Of course, the Journeyman save on FC is continuing on. We're currently at New York Red Bulls, and we've just signed a certain someone up top. I know. So... do check that save out if you haven't seen it, and check the RTG over on the main channel too. For now though, we're going to go broom broom. They literally just went broom broom in testing above me because some glass fell on the track and there were brushes out on circuit, and hopefully we can be all right in the wet and the dry in Spa. Typical Belgian Grand Prix weather. This
Fully immersed in the beautiful
sideways
Ardennes
rain
in Belgium, surely one of the most iconic tracks of them all. It's practice time here at Spa-Francorchamps.
it's pretty much Sunday League. They play in a part used to play skill. Also Post Malone 12 carat toothache. Approved. Imagine Dragons, not so much. It's fully wet tyres. Oh, Christ. Holy fucking moly. Right, let's load Belgique. Let me just double check the setup quickly with SRC if you don't mind. So you won't be able to see anything for the moment. Oof. This setup is wildly different to what it recommends. Okay. Running a lot of wing, but see what happens. We'll just straight up see what happens. This could be wild. Tis indeed vroom time indeed, Daniel. Good morning. Not played the F1 game in 2 weeks. Here is torrential rain in Spa. Oh, good. So this is going to go well then. Hopefully quali is dry. So we won't use all of our wet tyre allocation through practice. I think it was just lightning. Wide throughput one. Shit. Okay, note to self, break earlier than that. Oh dear. What's your weather looking like, Daniel? Because this is really rough for me. I'll do the ERS management on the same set of wets. Yeah, do we know why not only half the field have gone out and set a time? Chat. Yeah, feel free to tweet me a picture, Daniel. Morning, Jordan. How's the sore throat this morning, Jordan? Morning, TT. It's not fully wet this weekend.
Nice
Qualifying
one.
is dry.
Okay,
The race is
midway to
mixed.
recharge the batteries by lifting at certain points when you feel you can and by gentle braking. Try those this lap and see how you get on. There's debris on the tyres. This is going to cause reduced grip until they clear. Program
Nice.
complete and a job well done. We got some
Yeah,
excellent
proper
data with that
Spa
run,
weather
so
today.
Come on back to the garage.
that's your
and I can
weather.
Take you through the numbers.
Oh, dry race till wet at the end. That'll do, Daniel. Much better weather than me. Much better weather than me. Don't know if there's much point doing the race strategy on a wet weather tyre because we're going to have quite a bit of dry running. It's probably only going to be inters.
I'd take a set of intermediates in these unpredictable conditions.
Oh, okay. Others out on inters? A couple? Okay, let's go and do an inters lap. Well, let's do it. Let's do a wet lap and then let's do an inters lap after that. Yeah, I think you're right. The rain will probably come earlier than it says it is going to in your Belgian Grand Prix, Daniel. It's definitely Inter's weather right now. On the Inter, they're going significantly quicker, aren't they?
Light rain will stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay.
Can't believe this, did it? Bit of wall there. Just cash. Put a set of Inters on, see what the car feels like with Inters. The car feels okay, but it's whether it's quick or not. I've got more wing than probably necessary, to be honest.
Okay, we need a few solid laps here to help us calculate a good race strategy.
Just move my phone there so I can see it. Yes, it goes off. A lot of wheel slip. Last in the speed trap. Oh, good. Think so, Joe? Just a casual 1.3 seconds off Lando, don't worry about it. Oh, God. And tyre wear is very high. Excellent.
Intermediate tyres are your best bet in the current conditions.
does say to run significantly more rear downforce than I am in the wet, but if it's going to be dry for large portions of the race, I'm probably going to want to be set up for the dry, aren't I? Rather than... I could set up in between the two, but I don't know if that's really the best way to go about it. I don't really know what to do, to be honest. It's just going to be a bit awkward, I think. I don't think we're going to be that competitive here, annoyingly.
And if today's practice is anything to go by, we're in for an exceptional weekend of Formula One.
Oh, Yuki was able to go out on the softs at the end of the session. Intriguing. Pardon me. What bits are we using in the car? We are using the older bits. Don't let me forget to change bits before the qualifying session. On a brain. Two sets of hards here, which is not really what I need. Definitely don't need the harder tyre compound set for this weekend. Probably gonna be a soft medium one stop, I would imagine. Although with all the rain, it's probably not gonna matter that much. Two sets of mediums would probably have been better though, to be honest. Sorry, Jamie, went live a little bit earlier. Morning, Swanga. Concentrate, Chess. Rubbish. driving like an absolute weapon right now. I know. So to just sat there watching it, being like, is he okay? Morning, Nolan. You've become part of my unwilling all-nighter unless I fall asleep for the next hour or so. An unwilling... How come you're doing an unwilling all-nighter? Oh, I see why only half the drivers are set a time. They're splitting their time between the sessions. So all one side of the garage are in this session, all the other side of the garage are in the next. Been trying to sleep for 4 hours. Oh, that's not going well, then. Is it? Pushed on then. And then didn't turn then. Jesus Christ. Off work with the flu all week, yeah. Sleeping with the flu is rough, isn't it? Good. Surprised with the amount of wing I've got on that we're getting understeer. Jesus Christ. That was all over the shop. It might be next season, Jamie, I'm not sure. There's still been lots of BBC and ITV FA Cup this season, isn't it? Do what you like, Daniel. Not a problem at all, mate. So careful, look at my phone.
Well, what happened? Let me know you're okay.
bear with. Just replying to that. Podium. I think my tyre wear is quite high. Please don't get in the way, Mr. Salva. It's going to end up getting in the way, isn't it? Thank you, Esteban. Ugh.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really
Oh, that went okay.
good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
That went okay. Alright, tyre's about on point. I'm okay with that. I'm going to do a quali run. Albeit with more wing. I think this might be... Do you remember Zandvoort last season in the Ferrari? Where we had slightly more wing, but then in the dry we were not that competitive, but in the wet we were much quicker than everybody else. This might be like that.
You'll pick up a penalty. Watch the on-screen prompts that show your target speed and distance to the limiter line. Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
I think I've used all my deployment for the lap. Have to be wary of that throughout the course of qualifying. Alright, we're running a lot of aero, but I think in the mixed conditions that's probably the best way to go about it. We'll have fresher engine parts soon as well.
Practice is officially over. Until next time.
Until next time. We'll just quick practice this one. Lots of weather issues, Jordan. Very, very, very mixed race. Good, just what I needed. Thank you. Thanks for the follow. I'm Roosevelt. Welcome to the channel, mate. Good. All the resource points are in. The car feels okay. It's just a matter of whether we are or aren't competitive with the slightly more wing that I'm going to run. If you remember Zandvoort last season, in the dry we were competitive but not rapid. But then in the mixed conditions when the rain came, we were significantly quicker than almost everybody else on track because we were running that little bit more wing. And I'm going to try that here as well. So I am running more wing. We might not qualify very well, but it might mean that in the race we are significantly more competitive. We shall find out in due course. I'm going to put some fresh parts in the car. I very nearly forgot. Put brand new bits in the car, in fact, because it's such a power-hungry circuit. Obviously, some components I can't put brand new bits in, but in most cases we can. Put the fresh bits in. Brand new gearbox as well. We are all set to go for the Belgian Grand Prix. Fully dry in qualifying, so not going to qualify well, I don't think, but hopefully we can race well.
High-speed straights, heady elevation changes and dramatic corners. What is there not to love about today? It's qualifying day here at Spa-Francorchamps.
We're at the end of the session. See what the lap times drivers are putting in. Mid-40s, okay. I'm not that quick. We're definitely not that quick. They did a 41.1 in practice, which would be... Wow, George has done a 141 to the millisecond. A 141.1 in practice would be enough to get me through here.
Right, the car's ready. Let's get it out there.
So hopefully, if we can replicate it, we will be through. It's not a sprint weekend, no. I've got F1 testing on above me, Craig. We've had it on every day that we've been streaming whilst it's been on. Try and look after the tyres on the outlet.
And we've been pushed down to P20.
I ran out of deployment. On my quali lap. On my quali practice lap, so to speak, my quali run in practice. So I'm going to have to be careful not to do that here, otherwise that could really cause us some problems.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap or that's qualifying over for us.
Right, come on then.
We've dropped to P20.
That was poor. Well, 40.7 is not bad. 40.7 is not bad at all. It's first for Q1. Okay. Running a lot of wing, but even in the dry, it might. Obviously, they're going to get a lot quicker as the sessions go on, but it might work. 2 milliseconds between myself and Lando. That's quite close. Any shock eliminations here? No. Everyone that you would expect. Well, maybe Sergio Perez is a shock, but Sergio Perez, so probably not. Max down in 15th is a surprise. Maybe he only did one run, I'm not sure. But certainly you'd expect him to qualify higher up than 15th moving forward. Soft to probably do about 9 to 12 laps, I would have thought, Daniel. Do we bother with a banker here? I think we'll need to, will we? I hope we don't need to, anyway. No, we won't bother with a banker that. We'll just do one flying.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go.
You might be able to squeeze 15 laps out of a soft, Daniel, but it would be a push.
Right, that's us pushed down into P15. 2 minutes remaining in the session. We need a good lap here or we're out of qualifying. Come on.
Right, tyres are in good nick for the start of the lap. Still 0% all round. Slightly wide there. .2 from Charles. Jesus Christ.
We've dropped to P15.
Oh, 40.1 from me. I think that's P1 again. Well, Charles did a 40.2 and I was like, yikes, I'm not getting anywhere near that after doing a 40.7 in Q1. And then I've gone and beaten my previous time by 6/10. Wow. They will take another step in Q3. Whether we can live with that step, I am more doubtful. Told you Max would qualify a bit better than he did in Q1. He must have only done one run, perhaps. Both Alpines out now. One of the V carbs. Both Williams now out, and both Hasses now out as well. So everyone in the top 10 that you would expect to be in the top 10, effectively. Time to go for pole, or try to anyway. Save a set of soft foot race.
All clear the garage,
Out we
please.
pop.
Cars ready to leave.
Out we pop. Yeah, generally, Jamie, as a rule of thumb. P2 for you, Daniel, nice. Max has gone out very early, hasn't he? .39.9 from Lando, that's the time to be. 39.9 from Fernando, that's the time to be. Oh, and not quite beat it, we didn't. 40.05, I think, from me. Good enough for P4 on the grid. Still my fastest lap of the weekend, so have to be happy with it. Less than a tenth separates the top four. Aston Martin, McLaren, Mercedes, 16 milliseconds between myself and George. And ahead of Charles Leclerc, which is pleasing. Lando, though, at the minute, is the one to beat. He was only 13 milliseconds off pole. Fernando and Lando lead the way. Myself and George following close behind. Dry to start, wet weather arriving, then going dry again. Big Grand Prix on the way. If Lando wants to take any grid penalties, that'd be lovely. That's competitive enough, isn't it? It's just a case of whether we're fast enough in a straight line with the extra wing. In race trim. Maintaining battery is going to be important.
Welcome then, as we take a step. Let's run you through the driver grid.
Praying for grid penalties to Lando Norris, but I don't think we're going to be that lucky, are we? No. Fernando on pole, Lando second. If George wants to take a grid penalty, that's not the worst thing in the world for us personally, but for the team, it's not great. We both start in the positions where we qualified, which is good for us in the constructors against Ferrari, who were 5th and 7th compared to our 3rd and 4th. I wouldn't be too upset if the race finishes as it starts. Would take us above Ferrari, perhaps, in the constructors, if not very close. Lando would then draw level on points with me in the Drivers' Championship, because he'd get 18 for second, and I'd get 15 for... Actually, no, I'm 4th, aren't I? I kind of want to get a podium off George, actually. Well, the weather is coming, and we think the weather is coming quickly, so we will start on the softs. There's absolute... Oh, or will we? Lots on the medium. Okay. Maybe we'll save the softs for the final dry run then? Start on the medium tyre? That's intriguing. Medium soft. Medium soft that way round is only a couple of tenths slower. I'd lean towards going on to the mediums just in case the wet weather doesn't arrive that quickly, because the soft tyres will go off quite fast. Saying that, the rain could be with us within 3 laps, and you definitely want to be on the soft, and you could probably go soft at the beginning, soft at the end. But by starting on the mediums, we know we definitely can go soft at the end. So I'm going to start on the mediums. The fact that quite so many have also done the same gives me the confidence that it's not a bad decision to start on the mediums. Lando and Max would be the only 2 on the softs in the top 10. And we'd like to think that with DRS, Lando could just drag us along if he does get past Fernando, or when he gets past Fernando. So we'd be able to keep pace with him, and then we'd be on softs later and he'd be on mediums perhaps. Regardless, I think we've got our strategy sorted. Right, I'm going to give you guys a prediction then. Start prediction. Where will Ches finish? We'll say P2 or higher. I'm not quite going to say, do I get the win? But I'll say to you, do I get halfway through the podium? I'm just going to go for a quick toilet break, and then I will be back with you. BRB. What are you guys saying? What is the predicciones? Hello, Hamey. How are you, lad? Yeah, Leicester lost again last night. I haven't watched the highlights, actually. I was going to watch the highlights before I went live. 2-0, wasn't it? In the end, West Ham. Not many people taking up the prediction at the minute. Only 6,000 channel points spent. No one's got the big balls today. If I wouldn't get copyright struck for it, I'd watch the highlights with you guys on stream each weekend, but I can't do it. May as well pack up and go championship because we ain't staying up yet. I think you'll find that's probably correct. Morning, Shaggy, or afternoon, as the case may be for you. Okay, so we've had someone's shown some level of balls to put 20k on P4 or P3 or lower. It is a difficult one to predict, to be fair, because of our alternative setup and the weather being how it's going to be. I don't blame you guys for not quite being as bullish in the prediction as normal. Yeah, what is the general consensus about with Leicester fans about Rude? The high rollers are still in bed. Yeah, you're not wrong. Big night last night down a casino for the high rollers. You think Rude needs to go? Okay, let's have a look, see what he did. So we've got 5 of you reckon P2 or higher, and 3 of you reckon P3 or lower. 80 playing the odds. F1 Gamer Fan doing the same. All right. I'd like to think we can get into the top 2 here, maybe challenge for the victory, but Lando is going to be quick. Yeah, that's true. I think I'd agree with that. That Rude managing Leicester in the Championship, if and when you go down, is actually not a bad thing for his development for you guys as a club, if you decide to stick with him.
Okay, how was that pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
I wouldn't say the squad is mid-championship, but I'd say you definitely have a championship squad at Leicester. Definitely needs more investment. It's definitely a promotion-challenging squad.
Radar suggests some weather's going to hit in around 5 minutes' time, so stay on your toes.
There you go. Rain in 5 minutes only. So I'm going to need to be in front of George by the time that rain hits. Otherwise, he will get preference in the pit stop. It would still be quicker to double stack than do an extra lap around here, but we'd rather avoid the double stack if we can. Yeah, Wout Fass is not the one. I've never been impressed with Wout Fass, unfortunately for him. Not that he really gives a shit, but still. Here we go then. We'll have the outside line for La Source, which is good. Better to be the outside than the inside here for the first corner, for sure.
Okay, incredible
But
passing
rain
there. Nice one.
supposedly
That's gonna give
coming
you the edge if you
in
can get
5
good
minutes
launch as
or
the race
so.
starts. Keep an eye on the
I
light.
still think we made the right decision because the rain might not come quickly enough, or sorry, heavily enough to warrant changing. Long hold. Rain might not come heavy enough initially to warrant changing onto the wet tyre right away. Try and hang it around the outside here. Oh, I got stuck up behind George, and Charles Leclerc has leapt from 6th to 2nd. What a start. Or from 5th to 2nd, sorry. What a start by George. By Charles, sorry. Trying to just hang it around the outside of Oscar Piastri there, around or through Uruz and over the top of Radion, which was brave. Lando leads, and Fernando has dropped to 4th here from 1st. He might even have been close to dropping to 5th there if I'd have been able to get past him. George is past him. George still 3rd as Charles Leclerc had a ridiculously good start.
For the rest of the race.
So my title rivals are now 1st and 2nd, and we've dropped from 4th to 5th. So we need to make some progress. Lando in P1 on the soft tyres should just disappear now. But hopefully the fact that the rain is coming quite quickly will mean that he won't get too far down the road. Oh, a lot of understeer there with a heavy car and wake of the car in front disrupting the airflow over the front wing. They've used a lot of their battery in front. Look, they're flashing already. I could have a go at Fernando here. I'm not going to. It's not worth potentially running into Leclerc and George trying to just get myself through. Safely within DRS range, so it's fine.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Good exit. Decent exit. Slipstream. Trying not to use too much battery. They evidently are using battery. Fernando was flashing there. He's flashing again, so they are using their ERS here. Bit too far back to have a go. Fastest first sector though of the race so far from me. This is where our high downforce setup is actually going to help. We seem to be competitive enough in a straight line and better through the corners. So provided I can maintain enough battery, we're in a decent spot right now. No rain yet, but it will arrive. Already out of DRS range of Lewis Hamilton behind.
When trailing the car ahead, they're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
Front 6 pulling away now. I'll ask about the weather again in a minute. Not close enough to Fernando here. Lock up from Charles Leclerc. Let's ask about that weather.
Okay,
rain imminent.
Imminent. Be careful out there. Dry's definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Bit wide. Get away with it. It's fine. Just being patient for now.
Expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on.
to save the battery for the run down the Kemmel Straight. If I can stay with Fernando through La Source, Eau Rouge and Radion, then we'll make a move. I'm going to go for Fernando. Rain's falling. Raindrops. I'm going for it on Fernando. Around the outside. Hold it. Held it. Now then. How heavy is the rain going to fall? Is it going to be to Inters very quickly? Or is it just going to stay dry enough to stick with the tyres we're on for a little while? I'll set the Inters as my next tyre, just in case we need to make a late call to dive into the pits. It could get very wet very quickly. Grip still feels okay for now. Not tipping in yet. Lando's not going.
And we're still happy that we're on the
Oh,
right
Lando's
tyres
in.
at
I
the
think
moment.
Lando's in. Is Lando in? No, he's not. I thought for a minute Lando had dipped into the pits. DRS still active, obviously. Was a slower lap. And definitely less grip coming out of La Source this time around. We might be on Inter's next lap. It's a long lap here, obviously. George's going to have a look around the outside of Leclerc. Might try and follow him. Oh, George. Not much grip there in the braking zone when George Russell got there. At all. George now going a bit defensive against me, so I might try around the outside here. Then have the inside line for the next turn. Oh, two Mercedes side by side. We get it done. That's P3. Now then, time to not fall too far behind Charles Leclerc. 5.8 seconds. Lando's down the road, but obviously those soft tyres have been significantly quicker than these mediums. And George and Leclerc have been battling a little bit. Grip still feels okay. The issue is when you become the front car of the train, then you're not really in a position to be able to pull away. Lando's still going on. .148 that lap. We did do quite a bit of side by side though. Waiting for the visual cues that the rain is getting heavier. Like the water bouncing up off the surface of the track. Starting to get the raindrops on the visor. This is going to be a simple overtake, hopefully. On the outside of Charles Leclerc. We would have got it done last lap if George hadn't gotten himself a bit of a swapper on through the chicane there. So that's P2. We're in prime position now to dip into the box behind Lando for a set of inters when the time comes. And by the feel of the track, the time might be arriving very soon. Starting to lose grip. Wait and see what Lando does. Definitely not as grippy now. I'll ask the team.
Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now.
Okay, they're still happy with a dry tyre. We'll keep going. Everyone's kept going. It might be this next lap that we boxed out. So 151.3 that lap. It's just slow. Definitely eking towards the Inters being the better tyre to be on.
I think it might just be about time to come and
Here you
change
go.
these tyres.
Unfortunately, not the opportunity to dip into the pits. There you go, you can see the rain bouncing off the surface now. It's definitely the time to come in. Charles going to get me, but crucially, we're going to stay ahead of George Russell here. So we will get priority in the pits. We will be in this lap for intermediate tyres on lap 7.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
DRS might get disabled throughout the course of this lap as well.
Okay, not sure whether dries or inters are faster. We're right on the crossover.
And it's only going to get wetter, so I think now's the time. Because it's such a long lap, one more lap might just be too much. The rain lights are on now on the cars as well, flashing. Which is a good indicator that conditions are very close to changing.
Use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
And no grip. And now behind George. I'm gonna have to make the overtake because I want to get into the pits first. Oh, the car didn't want to stop. We're in. We're battling side by side with my teammate in the
George
pit
is
lane.
in the pits. He's in the pits now.
Oh my god. That was tense. Proper lunge up the inside of George there. I want to see that again. What that looked like off board. As we come in towards the pits. I've hit the little bar there. George has then driven into me. Oh, that's unfortunate. Just because we've both not quite fit. George has then... I've clipped the wall there with my rear left. And George has then hit the wall and just ghosted. Oh. And then Fernando Alonso just drove quite literally through him. Right, intermediate tyres then. Sorry, George. It is also kind of illegal by me, yeah. Soz. Oh, I got held behind the Ferrari. We're getting held behind everyone. Oh my god. George got murdered there. So did I. Lando's long gone. Lando is long gone.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
Kind of deserved for the way that we entered the pits, I suppose, but not ideal, that. Not ideal at all. Now we have to hope that the higher downforce
Okay, mate. Alonso's ahead of you. We don't want to let this
comes
cause us
into
up
our
too long, so do your best to
benefit
get past and get on with the race.
in the wet conditions. But I have kind of single-handedly killed our whole team's strategy for this race by trying to finish the lap ahead of George. Alright. It's going to be a hard one to explain in the team debrief after the race, isn't it? Right, now we're hoping it's going to be like Zandvoort, where we've got the pace in the wet over everyone else. But we'll wait and see. Some of the drivers that didn't box last lap in the pits now, so we'll be running P4 as we cross the line.
Okay,
P5, yeah, even Piastri's come out ahead of us.
Taking care of them.
Okay, well done Oscar, he's made that work by doing the extra lap, hasn't he?
Okay, you're doing well out there. Keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
Is that it? 10 minutes? Surely more than that. He said the rain was going to last for most of the race in the strategy. My intermediate tyre wear in practice was very high. I'm going to have to be wary of that. Right, I'm going to try and use my ERS and get Oscar here. Let's close the door. We have got the faster car through the corners. We just can't use that pace at the minute. It's a lunge. Lunge that doesn't work. Can we do the switchback? No. Okay, so now the rain is getting heavier again. Heavier again. We might be on wets. We might be on wets for the dry weather returns.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more. Okay, you've got P5, P5.
We'll know the gap to the leader.
They're on a fresh set of inters. Gasly's behind you. They're on a fresh set of inters. Okay, so gap to the leader, 11.0 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Okay, there are 35 laps left in this race.
Just noticed Lewis has boxed again. Oh, Lewis went into... Wow. Terrible, terrible, terrible decision making from Lewis Hamilton's team and Nico Hulkenberg as well. They switched to inters Then they boxed the next lap for wets, and have then boxed the lap after that for inters again. They made the jump to wets. It wasn't wet enough, and have had to come back to the inters. Race ruined for those two. Vinay, thank you very much for the follow, mate. Welcome to channel, pal. Run on Oscar again. Gonna go more aggressive this time. Get the move done. It's P4, but is it? Yes.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
All over the shop. Struggling in these conditions. I was alright in the just a little damp, but in the quite a bit more wet, I am struggling.
Current forecast is 5 or 10 minutes more of rain before it starts to dry up. Inters look like the best tyre for now. Okay, I think we're still in the right tyres for the time being.
Yeah, if I was on the wheel, you'd see the wheel. You can literally see the wheel on the shelf behind me, so I'm definitely not racing on the wheel. Thanks for following, Dr. Passion.
Behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap. Well done.
feel like the higher downforce setup was actually better in the dry. Although definitely through this part of the track, we're much faster.
That's P5, you're in P5. Okay, Piastri just ahead. Push hard, push hard. They're on a fresh set of inters. Gasly behind. They're on a fresh set of inters. Our gap to first place,
13.8
seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, 32 laps to go.
Lando's disappeared again. 13.8 seconds. It was 11 point something last time we checked. Lando's going to make it 5 straight race wins.
About the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Oh, mistake from Piastri, but I can't capitalise because of where he made it. Go for the inside line on Oscar. No, outside. Late call to switch to the outside. But it's a good move. Overtake made. That was a really good overtake.
Okay,
a late switch.
Be drying out quite soon. Be careful you don't burn out your
I
tyres.
could very much, or very easily, have lost traction there and just binned it in a wall. The fact that it's going to be going dry soon, I actually don't like. Because a soft set of tyres won't go to the end from here, or even from lap 20. And the mediums I've got, obviously are worn. Turns out Lando's decision to start on the softs might have been actually the better call. I could go to the hard tyre to the end, but I don't know whether that will have any pace in it. It's a real tough call as to what to do when the rain stops. Kind of want the rain to keep going for a little while, even though I'm uncompetitively slow in it.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. Gap to your teammate behind, 10.2 seconds. And we're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment. Okay, gap ahead, 2.1 seconds.
We've got some pace again now. Now the track's drying up and we're in those just a little damp, not actually quite wet conditions. We are drastically quicker than everyone else. What a 1.8, 1.9 second gap on Piastri. Gap to Leclerc has come down from 9 something to under 8. halved the gap to Fernando. We're about a second a lap quicker than the other cars around us right now. But it is dry. So it's either 2 more stops, a soft set of tyres, and then put the mediums back on,
Okay, unlucky,
or
mate.
put the
That
mediums
wasn't
back
quite
on
what you
and then
needed,
go
but
to
don't
softs
worry
at the
about it.
end,
Get your head down and chin up. There's a long way to go.
or I put the hard tyres on and we go to the end on the hards. I don't know what the call is. New softs won't go to the end. I could go soft, soft, I think. I could maybe go soft, soft. I could go medium soft.
Tyre situation's an interesting.
I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to ask chat. Chat, what do we do? It might rain. You're right. It might rain again. It did say that the rain was going to lessen and then get heavier again, but at the minute I don't know whether it's going to stop and then dry again. Yeah, mediums were about 7%. Mediums were about 7%. We're going about 1% a lap. We boxed on lap 7. So there'll be anywhere from 7 to 10%. You reckon mediums next? Put the used mediums back on and then go soft at the end. Okay. That's the call from chat.
Interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got for now.
We will put the used medium tyres back on again. To then go another stop for softs at the end. And then if it does end up raining again, then we've got the softs at the very end of the race, definitely.
We think we might see some rain.
It is
ETA
going to
about
rain
15
again.
minutes. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
It is going to rain again, so mediums is definitely the right call. Unbelievable. I thought the rain would just last in one big stint, but it's not. It's rained, it's going to dry up, then it's going to rain, then it's going to dry up again. This is the most indifferent weather I think I might have
We've got a lot of
ever
spare
raced
energy.
with.
Okay to use your overtake button. Okay, looks like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still definitely on the right tyre for the
Are
time
we?
being, but we're probably not a million miles away from slick conditions.
Everyone's continuing on. I wonder whether I should dip. I won't take the risk. We'll go one more. We'll box lap 17 for medium tyres. We will box this lap.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Nobody else in the box yet. I wonder if the other Ferrari might box. No, they're going round again. I think it's dry weather. I think mediums have to go on this lap. Are they maybe trying to stay out until that second set of rain?
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes.
That
time.
would be an
Rain
intriguing
in
one.
10 minutes. Inters look like the best tyre for now.
They might stay out on these inters until that second set of rain. meters to 16% wall on the rear. I've got a box. They're going again. They're not boxing. Chat, what do? Do I box for the mediums to then come back to inters later? Do we stay on the mediums, try and weather this dry spell on this? They're just going to burn through, surely. They're just going to burn through. I've got to go to dry tyres. Yeah, I'm going to box. Because it's Spa, and it's such a long lap.
We had an issue removing the right
course you
rear
did.
wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put that behind us now and get back into this race.
DRS hasn't been enabled again yet. But it felt dry.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Looked dry, it felt dry. Let's go and see if it is dry. Tyres are 7, 8 and 9% worn. Right, what's quicker? The other two behind are in.
So, all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about.
Lewis Hamilton and Nico Hulkenberg have boxed for dry tyres. So I expect Orlando and Co to do the same this lap. I might have gone a lap too soon.
The rain's a few lap outs yet, but it is coming, so be careful.
They're in. DRS enabled. But I've lost time. I've lost time. I went a lap too soon.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. George is in the pits. He's in the pits now.
Right, where are we going to come out? They've gone to the hard tyre. They've not put their worn mediums back on again. They've gone to the hard tyre. So we've come out where we were, behind Alonso, albeit slightly further back. I know on a worn medium, they're on fresh hards. What's quicker?
Okay, mate, we're seeing a lot of tyre wear at the moment. Please try and look after them.
I'll set Inters as the next tyre again. Because it is going to rain again.
The car ahead of you's just fitted the hard tyres. Car ahead now on the hard compound. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 16.3 seconds. behind you now. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Okay, gap to leader, 17.0 seconds.
17.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, you've got 25 laps to go. Minutes until rainfall expected. 5 minutes until rain. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Okay, gap to the car in front, 2.0 seconds.
Fastest lap, my fastest lap of the race. Their hards are better than my mediums in the traction zones. But in the corners, I'm quicker. I'm trying to make up for the lack of traction, or not lack of traction, but slightly worse traction with a lot of battery usage. It was close to the fastest lap. Lando just did a 44.4, I think, for the fastest lap. I'm surprised if Lando's on mediums, actually. No, he has gone hard. Lando did go soft hard, so they'll probably be on the mediums at the end of the race then, and I'll be on softs. We'll have to wait and see how heavy the rain gets and how long it lasts. Come on.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done.
Literally, as I unpause it, raindrops. Got Inter set as the next tyre to go to. It took maybe 2 laps when it started raining before to get onto the intermediate tyre. So we might be on Inters by lap 25. Alternatively, it might come down quicker this time.
Okay, the forecast suggests this rain's going to keep getting stronger for at least the next 15 minutes. Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now. Careful on those slicks. These conditions are making the line a bit greasy, but we're still nowhere near the changeover point.
FC will be when we finish the race, James.
The rain's going to keep getting heavier for the next 15 minutes at least. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on.
We've gotten ourselves within DRS range of Fernando. Just need the FIA to not bring DRS out of action for a little while. We should be able to get back into third.
Catching the car ahead.
Rain's
Well done.
not
Be
falling
aware these
as
tyres
quick,
need to get
as heavily,
this
as
race.
quickly this time.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
We are closing on Leclerc as well. Whether we're closing on Lando, I highly doubt, but we are closing on Leclerc. I'm not going to be close enough, I don't think. He says, as he's just close enough. P3.
Brilliant, nice move. Keep going.
He wouldn't have expected me to go for it, which is why I went for it. 17 seconds to Lando.
Gap to the car ahead, 5.6 seconds. I know these conditions are tough, but bear with it. I don't think the track's ready for intermediates yet.
No, not yet. Once the lap times start getting into the 50s, that's when it will be mediums-ish. Fernando has better traction than me out of the source because of his fresher tyres. So I'm probably going to end up losing P3 again here. I might have enough. I'm going to have enough. Always getting slippery now. Not far from Inters again.
At least another 10 minutes until this rain evens out. Stay alert out there. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Now's when my worn mediums are starting to come undone. I need the fresher rubber and the hotter rubber. And the hard tyre, really.
Okay, conditions are going to keep deteriorating for 10 minutes at least. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Inters next lap, maybe.
Nice work, you smashed it. Really good job on hitting that target, mate. Perfect situation, but I don't think we've got cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
There goes Fernando. There's nothing I can do about that. It's a weird one at the minute because I'm slipping about a bit more than everyone else because my mediums are quite worn now. So I don't know whether I'm getting a bit of an unrealistic idea about how little grip there is. There might be more grip. It's just that my tyres won't give it to me. Because those on the hards are significantly quicker than me now. The gap to Charles was 5.8, it's now 6.9, it's gone well back up again. I don't want to make the jump to Inters too soon. I can stick within DRS of Fernando, then that'll be at least something.
At least another 10 minutes until this rain evens out. Stay alert out there. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
It might not rain hard enough. We might just be on dry tyres for the whole spell.
Okay, conditions are going to keep deteriorating for 10 minutes at least.
Although, maybe not. I couldn't call it. I don't know. Really struggling for grip now. Really struggling for grip. No one's in yet, though.
Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now.
I don't know whether to box or not. I think it's just my tyres that are causing the issue.
Right, we're no longer sure that
oh.
these tyres are the right ones. It might be time to come in and change.
Perfect. All right.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
I will then. Inters are going on this lap then. The team have called it. I need a smooth stop, please, everyone. Please, everyone.
Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. Perfect job from you and the crew there,
Right.
mate. We're delighted
We did
with
that. We did that based on the team. The team said box now. Or the team said that they're not sure that we're on the right
Up to
tyre.
speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
So we're now on the inters. Only down as far as 8th at the minute. Now we keep an eye on the deltas and see whether that was or was not the right call. I'll set new softs as my next tyre, because that's what we'll go to when this rain ends. We're drastically gaining time. We've made the right call. Lando continues on. Okay. Are they just not going to box in these conditions and wait for it to dry up?
DRS has been disabled.
DRS disabled.
DRS will be off.
Charles is in.
Further updates.
Lando did not box. Charles does. Lando's doing another lap on his dry tyres. It's going to cost him a lot of time. If Lando wants to have a little spinala, he's more than welcome. That's us past
Okay,
Fernando
George is coming in
Alonso
for his
with an
stop.
undercut. Goodbye. "40 seconds to Lando."
Okay, mate. Your lap times are all over the place
6.6
right now. We've got
to
have consistency.
Charles.
Come on, we can do better than this.
It's really wet now. Lando's going to be really struggling.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 6.6 seconds.
Lando's in. Lando's out. 16 to Lando. Oh god, it's fucking atrocious, Chiz. AJ, thank you for the follow, mate.
Managing your tyres, manage your tyres. Okay, I know these conditions look pretty terrible, but that water is draining okay. I think the intermediate is going to stay the tyre of choice for a while yet. Seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
It's very wet right now. I don't know as we'll get back to dry at this rate. Did not get the power down there at all. That was annoying. Wheel spin city.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 5.0 seconds.
It needs to stop raining soon, otherwise we'll get too close to the end of the race, and even if it dries up, we won't have enough time left in the race to box and make up what we lose in the pits. It will be a struggle to the end on the worn inters in dry conditions scenario, which isn't really going to suit us. It needs to dry up in the next 5 laps, really. And, well, judging by conditions right now, you wouldn't say that that's going to happen. Trying my best to close in on Charles, but it is only happening incrementally and not quickly enough to get me to him by the end of the race.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 36.2 seconds. You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap. The rain's getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out. It's hard to say if inters or wets are better right now.
Hey Emir,
Tyre
welcome to the
situation's an
stream, mate.
interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got for now. So the rain's easing off a bit, but the track is still going to be wet for a while. Be careful.
Gap's opening up again. I had a poor lap.
Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 4.9 seconds.
Fuck's sake. Ah, fuck. I fucked it. Alright.
Okay, the car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap starting to form.
I don't think there will be any dry running, no. I think
And gap to the car in
even
front,
when it dries up,
3.9 seconds.
even when it dries up, it's not going to be enough time to make up the time lost through a pit stop.
The pace is strong, but be aware these tyres need to go the distance. Inters and wets will probably have very similar pace at the moment.
We're going to be these conditions until the end of the race now.
The track's drying, but it's going to take a while to clear the standing water offline. Don't start thinking about slicks just yet.
Oh, I'm not, don't worry. Nice.
Okay, nice work. Really good job with that target, mate.
Come back here, Charles.
Radar showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
Yeah, it's going to be wet till the end. Oh, that's annoying. mistakes like that aren't going to help. Lando's just rapid.
The car behind started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form. Let's make the most of it.
No DNFs so far, Jordan. Thanks for follow drops. Too busy reading his Jordan's comment to concentrate on taking the corner then. Anytime you get the vroom from Leone, you gotta make it count, or at least try to. Oh god, where am I going? Five laps to go as we cross the line. If there's any dry track running at the end, it will not be on dry tyres, it will be on worn inters. Because there's not going to be enough time to earn back whatever is lost from a pit stop. There's a yellow flag around the third sector. I think there's a Sauber going slowly. There is a Sauber going slowly. Zhou Guan Yu is out. VSC. A full safety car would be ridiculous. I've got to try and make the most of this VSC if we can. Oh, a build-up of stopped cars?
Your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace.
I don't want to lose time to Charles, that's the only thing. Oh wow. That delta was ridiculous. Oh, it's because he's there. The delta's just so crazy. You're like,
virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace
it's
until
like
we
two
get the green
tenths
flags.
over.
VSC ending. Wait for the greens.
You're like 2 tenths over, and then you're 7 tenths under, and it's like, what the fuck? The delta for VSCs is so broken. 2.6 to Charles, 4 laps to go as we cross the line. Is P2 doable? Just trying to minimise the damage lost to Lando in the championship. Lando Norris will lead the World Championship after this Grand Prix, unless he retires in the next 4 laps. But by how many points he leads the World Championship depends on whether we finish 2nd or 3rd. It's got the bloody fastest lap as well, which sucks. it. Yeah, they're not obviously not massively concerned about it, are they, Jamie? You don't want to run the risk, no, but running the risk of paralysis is that.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Rear tyres are really quite worn now. I'm just throwing the car about, trying to gain as much time as I can on Charles.
Okay, gap ahead, 1.7 seconds. Anticipate an end to this rain in around 5 minutes.
Yeah, too little, too late, mate. Too little, too late. 1.6 seconds, 1.7 seconds. 2 laps to go. I don't think we're going to get it done. It would take a mistake from Charles now. We'll try and keep the pressure on and force a mistake if we can. We've been closing the whole stint. At one point, Charles was 9+ seconds ahead of us. He's now very nearly under 1. But with only a lap and a half to go, don't think we're going to have enough time to get it done. I think I would have needed an extra 2 or 3 laps worth of race time to be able to take the position from Charles. I'm going to give it everything. But I don't know as I've got it in the locker. Right, time to concentrate. 6 tenths.
Okay, mate, this is the final lap
It might
of
be
the race.
doable.
Final lap.
It might be doable into the bus stop chicane at the end of the last lap.
Pulling out a second a lap on the car behind. Really good stuff.
on. Just got to stick with him. We'll try and get him into the bus stop. There is traffic coming up, but we're not quite close enough, thankfully, for it to affect how this battle plays out. I'm just going to save battery and try and get him on the run down to the bus stop. I'll make sure I get everything right between here and there, though, so forgive me for shutting up and concentrating. Lando wins. I've got to go for it. Get it stopped. Charles turned into me. I had got it stopped. P2. Charles turned into me there. I am absolutely certain that that was a legal overtake. Charles turned in here. I am getting it stopped. I am definitely getting that stopped. You see I'm turning. Charles just needs to pull out of this. The position is gone. The position is gone. He just needs to back out. Like, without the contact, I'm definitely making the corner. He's just turned into me. So he just needs to back out of that earlier, as far as I'm concerned. That is a P2. Oh,
Yes, thank you.
that was difficult. Very difficult. But we got it done in the end, and that was intriguing. Driver of the day. Apologies to George. That was too much on my part with George Russell. But that overtake, I think, is legitimate. I think that's just the AI turning in when I'm there. When, in real life, Charles would just accept that I'd taken the spot. Lando gets an 8-point swing on us, so we will be 5 points behind Lando Norris in the Drivers' Championship as we head into the next Grand Prix through the summer break. So, GG Lando. He's won 5 in a row, which is more than anyone else has done all season long. I've won 4 in a row. Charles has won 3 in a row. Lando's now won 5. And he leads the championship by 5 points, I believe, if my mathematics is correct. Up next is actually the Zandvoort race we were on about earlier, I think. Belgium to the Netherlands after the season break, evidently. And it is indeed the Dutch Grand Prix that's on the way next. I have a heated rivalry at the minute with my teammate, George Russell. I got, lol, an awareness completion, lol, and a pace. Certainly awareness was not there with my teammate. We'll start the season break. Can't spend anything on the car at the minute, so we will just go to the Dutch Grand Prix. But what I would like to do is go with the balanced tyre allocation here, please. The softs don't last that well, but 2 sets of mediums will be better than 2 sets of hards. We shall go to the race weekend and see what the weather is like at the seaside. Obviously, it can rain quite heavily in the Netherlands as well, just as wet a country as Belgium or the UK, but fully dry all the way through. Weather forecast is sun, sun, sunny, sun, sun. And yes, a 5-point deficit now to Lando Norris in the championship. A 12-point deficit to Ferrari in the championship as well. We've closed the gap in the constructors, but lost top spot in the drivers. We need to stop Lando Norris somehow, but nobody can stop Lando Norris at the minute. He's winning, and winning by a margin every single race weekend. Which is not ideal, really, but fair play to him for having the pace to do it. Is this what we're going to be seeing from Lando Norris in real life this season? We shall wait and see. 19%, but it's done more laps. We'll go with 21% then, do the percentages. rather than the amount of laps that it's done. So that will be all for us for Belgium. That was an entertaining Grand Prix. As Ad said in the chat, I was a very cheeky boy in that Grand Prix, but lucky on occasion, and we got the job done. In part, anyway. P2 at Spa. Lando is a big favourite for this title now. We're just over halfway through the season. We're going to need to start stopping this Lando Norris dominance that could bore fans. That's all for me for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I shall see you at the seaside. Toodaloo. Here we go. Let's save that. That was round 13, right? Or was it round 14? I think it's 13. Latest Journeyman video is up. Robbed of channel points. Yeah, sorry for making that last lap overtake. Denying AD and F1 Gamer fan their points, but soz. P2 or higher it is. All the way to the end. Norris won your race as well, did he, Daniel? Gasly, P3 is a decent result for him, isn't it? Let's get a thumbnail from the theatre. Second session of testing for the day is live now. Has anyone run the soft tyre at all here in Bahrain? Has it all been medium and hard tyre running? It's all been medium and hard, right? Don't know, is it? I imagine they've got a soft set available, but no one's run it yet, as far as I can recall. Oh, Gasly's in an Aston Martin, is he? Not bad. Shot for the thumbnail already. Charles Leclerc was electric off the start in that one. Side by side with Piastri through Eau Rouge is decent. We'll see what works. You're looking the wrong way, mate. Cars are here. Meep. Bit close that into pit lane, isn't it? Right, I'm going to take the stream offline for about 15 minutes. Going to go and make some lunch. And then we will come back live with the realistic RTG in about, well, by past, effectively. If that's okay with you guys. So feel free to go and grab yourselves a drink and a snack of your own. I will come back live in about 15 to 20 minutes with part 2 of today's double-headed stream.